Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Tuesday, May 8th, 2018. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
And I want to thank at this point in time hotels such as Hermitage Plantation, the Four Seasons Resort, and even the Park Hyatt, who continue to purchase our products.
The Honorable Alexis Jeffers recently expressed appreciation on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture to local hotels who continue to patronize Nevis's agro-processing unit.
The fact that these major institutions are buying these products, it means that we are producing a quality product that is comparable with international products. Because of course, these hotels are high-end hotels, and whatever they serve to their guests, they want it to be high-end as well. And that is why I'm happy that we've been able to take our standards to the point where these major institutions are patronizing us.
Minister Jeffers hopes that the Department of Agriculture's Agro-Processing Unit would continue to pursue initiatives that would set Nevis apart from its regional counterparts.
Indeed, we have seen over the years some improvement in the agro-processing unit in terms of the type of flour that they're able to produce. I mentioned cassava. We do produce flour from breadfruit and also plantains as well. Pulps. We are in the process of producing pulps, of course, from guava, and then we do still have pulps there that is made from mango and soursop. Concentrates, sorrel, passion fruit, those things are items that we intend to improve upon to ensure that we can continue to supply some of the hotels that continue to patronize us.
Meantime, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers has also advised that the Department of Agriculture intends to increase its production of cassava and its byproducts.
At the open day, persons were able to purchase pizzas, for example, with the dough for those pizzas made out of cassava flour, and also cassava chips. So we're trying to push cassava as a major crop here on the island of Nevis. I am hoping here on the island of Nevis, in short order, we'll be able to get say a reduction, I should say, of the importation of wheat flour, and we can see our cassava flour being placed on the shelves here in our supermarkets here in Nevis, and also being used by our local residents and visitors, because it is gluten-free. It's a much healthier product, and we've seen over the last couple of months on a Friday the stream of persons who go over to the agro-processing unit to purchase freshly baked bread made from cassava flour. There have been an increase in the demand for that, so we'll continue to pursue that as well.
Minister of Agriculture in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. Exploiting the opportunity to dialogue with Canada to reiterate St. Kitts and Nevis's national development agenda, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, met with the Honorable Marie-Claude Bibeau, Minister of International Cooperation and La Francophonie. The meeting took place in the margins of the 21st Council for Foreign and Community Relations, COFCOR, taking place in Nassau, Bahamas from Monday 7th to Tuesday 8th May. A release from the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service says it was a frank yet cordial engagement, which both ministers appreciated. Minister Brantley again expressed concern about Canada's depersonalizing of the relationship that has long existed between our peoples, referring to recent policy initiatives which adversely impact upon our citizenry. He also used the occasion to thank Canada for its financial contribution to efforts to combat climate change and commended Canada for facilitating the presence of CARICOM's participation in the G7 later this year. Minister Brantley extended an invitation to Minister Bibeau to visit the Federation in October this year in celebration of 35 years of independence for St. Kitts and Nevis's and the Federation's 35th year relationship with Canada. Commissioner of Police Ian Quealy has assured the family of the late Sergeant Dwight Davis and the general public that an investigative team from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is working tirelessly on the case, looking into his shooting death. In a statement issued on Monday, May 7th, the Commissioner said the police will use all resources at its disposal to find the perpetrator or perpetrators of this crime and bring them to justice.
We have lost a dedicated police officer. Sergeant Davis had a passion for policing and was committed to his profession. He often went the extra mile to ensure that the task at hand was completed. He accepted the challenges of policing and was fearless in the execution of his duties. And he did so diligently and in a professional manner. The void created by his death will certainly be hard to fill. And while the evidence to date suggests that this might be an isolated case, let me make it very clear that an attack on one police officer is an attack on the entire organization and by extension the state. As they serve and protect others, the police force will not tolerate any act of violence against them. We are determined to ensure that the matter involving Sergeant Davis is addressed swiftly, and in so doing, no stone will be left unturned.
Commissioner Quealy said he has also been in contact with his regional colleagues and international agencies seeking assistance as local police advance the investigation.
I'm therefore appealing to the person or persons responsible for his death to turn themselves in to the nearest police station. In my new capacity as president of the ACCP, I will also leverage that post to reach out to any other agency that can assist. Holding that post also means that I am the international vice president of the International Associations of Chiefs of Police, and should allow us, that post should allow us to access even greater resources should the need arise.
The Commissioner urged members of the public to come forward with information they may have, reminding that their role in solving this and any other crime is a critical one.
There are rumors that are being circulated, and these might negatively affect the investigation and, even worse, negatively impact on his family. So please refrain from engaging in such acts.
Commissioner Quealy was expected to meet with the junior ranks of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force on St. Kitts this morning and those in Nevis this afternoon. Still to come.
The conflict resolution workshop was conceptualized, or it came into place, because we wanted to.
The details after this break.
Culturama is the premier cultural festival of Nevis, and it is celebrated annually over the Emancipation Day weekend. And there is some significance in the date why Calvin Cabo Howell chose the Emancipation Day weekend. That weekend is when we celebrate the emancipation of our forefathers from slavery back in 1834. July 26th until August 7th, 2018, we will celebrate the 44th anniversary of this festival.
Welcome back. A conflict resolution workshop was hosted late last month as part of Youth Month 2018. The workshop, dubbed Resolve It, was incorporated in the list of activities which was being celebrated under the theme Securing Our Future, One Goal at a Time. During the opening ceremony of the workshop held on April 24th at the Nevis Disaster Management Department's Emergency Operations Center, Director of Youth Development Zanella Claxton outlined the purpose of the workshop.
We all want to live in a culture of peace. We don't want to hear about any bad things happening in our communities, do we? Do we? Do we want to live in fear every day? No. We want to be able to live peacefully and peaceably with all of our neighbors and the persons around us. And so this morning, the conflict resolution workshop was conceptualized, or it came into place, because we wanted to work with some young people to give them some ideas, some tips as to how they could resolve conflict.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Keith Glasgow, said having a solid foundation in values is the key to resolving conflicts.
I honestly believe we need to be grounded. There are values such as respect, respect for yourself, respect for each other, self-discipline. We all need to discipline ourselves so that we could do what we have to do at the moment. I just realized that some people were trying to do some other things. And I had to indicate, look, let us just focus. Let's just discipline ourselves in what we have to do. We have tolerance. We have courtesy. All of those are very important values. And there are others as well. We need to be grounded in those. And we don't only need to be grounded. I also believe that from time to time we need refresher training as well.
A number of students from the Gingerland Secondary School took part in the Conflict Resolution Workshop, which was facilitated by Curtis Clark, Senior Youth Officer and Counselor in the Department of Youth, Counselor at the Mental Health Unit, Delicia Julius, and Guidance Counselor at the St. James Primary School, Tanika Liburd. The workshop was funded by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the Community Family Youth Resilience Project in collaboration with the Nevis Island Administration. And finally,
the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We are always delighted to associate with activities that will uplift our young people. And I believe that this event is an event that has been planned to uplift our young people.
Minister of Youth, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, on Friday, May 4th, commended the Seventh-day Adventist Church for the hosting of its annual Pathfinders Congressary on Nevis. On Friday evening, Minister Evelyn declared the three-day event officially open by recording his ministry's support.
This weekend of activities for young people from St. Kitts and Nevis in some way is a little extension to our Youth Month. And so I want to commend you for the timing of this Youth Congressary. You as young people who are here this evening and who are here for this weekend of activity, you are here for a purpose. Of course, you know that you are here to associate with your fellow Adventists from St. Kitts and Nevis. You're here to make friends, but you're also here with a purpose. Because a lot of the times when people go to camps and meetings and events like these, most people a lot of the times, they go for the fun. Some go for the food. Some go for the fellowship. But you must be here with a purpose. And if you did not come with a purpose, when you leave the tent this evening, I want you to go back to your sleeping quarters and say to yourself, I'm here with a purpose. You have to formulate your purpose, and you have to keep that purpose in mind throughout the entire weekend. And when you leave on Sunday, you must commit to doing something, to making a change, to making a difference in your community.
The theme for the Congressary was, I'm ready to study, to pray, and to witness.
So I want you please to bear in mind your theme throughout the Congressary. Pray, study, witness, because we want you to make a difference. Pathfinders, you can find the path to making St. Kitts and Nevis a better place and keeping it nice for us and for our visitors.
The Pathfinder Club is a worldwide organization for young people sponsored by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The club offers camping and survival skills, leadership training, outreach activities, as well as spiritual and personal guidance. That brings us to the end of this edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing.